What is up, News Hive? This is your boy Dominic,
And I'm Michael.
and today we are going to be talking about the one, the only Donald Trump. Now, a lot of people are probably going to hate me for this just because I fucking love the dude. Not necessarily the guy himself, but I love what he's doing. Mike, I don't know how you feel about him. I'm just going to start off real quick and
Yeah.
make a couple points. I like Donald Trump, not as a person, but what he represents in today's government. I think that he does say some outlandish stuff, and it can be pretty dumb, like the tagging Muslims and stuff like that, because that's pretty stupid. But I also think that we do need more candidates like him in the sense of he's paying for his own campaign. That is like the biggest reason I like Donald Trump because he doesn't have someone with their wallet in their hand and their hand up someone's ass going, "Here, I want this done and this done and this done." He's doing it himself. He can literally say whatever he wants. So he's not running by anyone's agenda but his own. That is like one of the biggest things I like about him. I'm just gonna go with that for now. Mike, you can say what you don't like about him, and we'll just get this going.
I mean, I like overall. I like sort of his economic plans because we're in a very disastrous economic state, whether you want to accept that or not. So the fact that he's a businessman, so obviously he knows pretty good amount about money and how to spend it and that sort of stuff. How to develop an economy in general puts him, in my mind, on a higher level than some of the other candidates. Now, I do agree with you on the fact that, yeah, it is messed up that tagging Muslims or not letting them into our country. But at the same time, to a certain extent, he's correct. Like, he takes it way beyond what it needs to go at, but he has sort of the right idea. He just makes it way too extreme. So, if someone were to tone that down a little on him, he would be a very, very good candidate for presidency.
All right. So, what don't you like about him?
I mean, the only thing I wouldn't like, honestly, is the how extreme he takes things. Like, other than that, it's he's a great presidential candidate. Uh, I mean, it's just he comes. That's the thing he comes under fire for a lot is the fact that he takes things to the extreme. But
So, as I started off with this video saying that he's the fucking man, I still believe that. He does, however, cause some worries for me just because, a big fear of mine is that this world is going to go into a nuclear fallout and everyone's going to be dropping nukes everywhere. Now, to where I feel that him and Putin would probably get along unless you like just started off on the wrong foot. I feel like um, Putin and him both show great interest in their own countries. Like Trump wants America to be America and not say sorry for it. Just where Putin doesn't care what he does, he's gonna make Russia Russia. So I think that's a big thing. But with kind of the outlandish stuff that he says, I feel like with other people around the world, other leaders of other countries, that could go very wrong. And I feel like he could just be like, "Hey, well, guess what? We're America. We're gonna do what we want, or what we want," and then that can cause a lot of problems. But in my mind, we're almost just because I like learning about world wars and stuff. I know you know that, Mike. But so you remember in World War I, or before World War I, and a little bit before World War II, how every country had a great sense of nationalism, right?
yeah,
I feel like Trump promotes nationalism towards America, and I feel like
yeah,
that's a really, really strong point. Um, he, it's just with what he says, it's just like, we're America. We're not going to apologize for being America. We're going to do what America does. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays are like, almost sorry that they're American. I don't want to say like they're sorry, but like sometimes it really comes off like that. I
yeah.
mean, you see people who hate Americans and who hate America, and you know what? Success breeds hatred. That's just how it is. And we're a pretty successful country. I mean, right now, are we really that successful? That's in question. But throughout our history, we've been a pretty successful country. Um, So yeah, I just like his whole nationalistic kind of feel to him. Like when you look at Trump compared to like Obama, Obama had the conference the other day where he was talking about ISIS or ISIL, whatever you want to call them. I just call them retards. But he had talked about them, and he was very shit. I can't remember the word now. He was very passive to me. He sounded
Yeah.
very passive to where Trump would get up there and he'd be like, "Hey, hey, guess what? We're gonna go get these fuckers." You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
kind of a thing where I feel like he could do the country a lot of good, but I feel like he could also do the country a lot of bad.
Yeah.
Now, would I pick him over any other Republican candidate? Yes, in a second. But the real question is, will he hold up against pretty strong candidates like Bernie Sanders? A lot of people are supporting him. I don't even think it's a question on will he hold up against Hillary Clinton just because she's. If you vote for Hillary Clinton, you might as well just kill yourself now. Sorry,
Well,
that's just
every
that's
hardcore Democrat's gonna vote for Hillary Clinton.
yeah. But every hardcore Democrat seems to be pretty fucking stupid in my eyes. I think and that's not me saying I'm a Republican, but
Right, but
I think people need to have more independent views.
yeah.
Uh, I don't think that two parties should be running everything, which is what it's been for a long time. And I think that's actually really wrong. And I can't remember the exact quote, so I don't want to try and quote it, but I remember there was a quote from George Washington that said that basically two parties should not be running this country because then all it ends up is people bicker at each other. And that's all it's really been.
Correct.
So I do feel like another party needs to emerge and come out strong with a strong candidate. And honestly, I'd love to see that.
The other thing some people complain about or have a problem with the Donald Trump, to get back to the original point, is his
Yeah.
lack of political experience. Like majority of presidents, they served as senators or something like that, some level of political experience. Now, I personally like that is not a huge issue to me because political experience is not exactly difficult to obtain. You know what I mean? Like once he becomes president, he already has his plan in mind. It's not like he's going up there and say, "Hey, I want to be president and I have no idea how this country works." He went through the education system. He knows the basis of American government. So to me, that's not a huge issue. Is it a little bit of a concern? I guess, but that's just what a couple people say is, "Oh, he's never been senator or even a governor or anything like that." So what right does he have to be president? No, to me, he still has a right, whether or not he's been in a government position before. But that's just something some people say.
I mean, personally, I like the fact that he hasn't had a lot of experience. Um, it's not so much that I like that he's not experienced with the government and how it kind of runs, but I like it in the sense of he hasn't really conformed to how things work in the government, if that makes sense.
Okay, so you like a fresh sort of
Yeah,
perspective. Yeah,
yeah, he's winning Rookie of the Year in my mind. Like that's what it is.
yeah. The other thing we just need to keep in mind is just to kind of touch on the Hillary Clinton thing is the whole one of the primary reasons Obama was elected is because we needed a first black president. We cannot be a country that decides our presidents or any sort of candidate based off firsts. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like Hillary Clinton's claim to fame is she'd be the first woman president. Now, I'm not saying we don't, like, women aren't qualified to be president. All I'm saying is that's not a need. What we need is a president that can get us on the track to get out of debt, get us national security at a better state, you know, defeat or at least attempt get us on the track to defeat enemies of democracy and freedoms such as ISIS. And in my mind, from what I've seen, Hillary Clinton literally just either echoes exactly what Obama says or echoes it louder and makes it worse than what he says. So it's
Yeah,
just
I mean, it almost feels like with what she takes with Obama says, she takes it to kind of like not exactly a Trump level, but right below it.
right. Yeah, she just makes
You
it
know what
way
I
more
mean?
extreme than Obama says it
Like
is.
just in between the lines of Trump and politically correct.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Um, I mean, Hillary Clinton. We'll do another video on her. I have
Right,
a
yeah, I
lot
just wanted
of,
to bring that
I have a
up.
lot of stuff about her that I don't like. Then
Right.
again, I do have a lot of stuff I do like. Um, However, I do think that we should stop doing this whole, oh, we need a first black president, we need a first woman president. Next it's going to be we need a first Mexican president, then a first fucking Islamic president, and then and it's going to go so on and so forth, even though we have something that says you have to have been an American citizen and everything like that.
Right.
um but yeah, so we'll do another video on that. I think we should end the video here. I don't
Okay.
know what your thoughts are about it.
I mean, just one last thing on Trump, and it recently came up. Mostly, it's kind of a personal blow. Is the whole "oh, he wants to bang his daughter" thing, and that disqualifies him as president. Personally, I don't think that matters at all because he said, "No, I don't. You guys are just making stuff up in order to, personally slight me, in order so that I, lose votes or whatever." And I mean, even if he did, let's say theoretically he was into his daughter or whatever, I wouldn't blame him. His daughter is pretty attractive, but
Shut the fuck up.
it's true. But nonetheless, how does that, unless you're actively doing it, actively committing incest or whatever, and committing a crime, how does that disqualify you from being president of the United States? I mean,
I think
so,
most people would just say it's the way of thinking. Honestly,
but I don't.
there was a lot of this between Obama and John McCain, and it's just mudslinging, dude. Everyone's
Literally,
throwing
yeah,
their personal lives in because no one wants to focus on the politics, and that's what I don't like.
things that are
Because
completely irrelevant.
yeah, it's just irrelevant things. Next, it's gonna be like Trump threw a book at a dog and hit it in the head. Like no one
Like
fucking
five
cares.
five years ago or something.
Yeah,
They
or
take
like
shit from way back when
fucking
that doesn't matter at all, and then they put it in an
Trump
ad.
tried Bosley 7 years ago. I mean, obviously it didn't work. Why is it relevant? You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
It doesn't.
Like, that's it.
They'll just pull stuff up that makes no difference. But
All right.
yeah.
So that's going to be the video today, you guys. And hope you guys have a good day. This has been Dominic from the news feed.
And this is Michael.
Have a good day, you guys.
Thanks for watching.